All right, what's up, nerds? Second time doing this. First time was in the car, going to do a dream journal diary entry. So, last night I had a part two of a dream that I realized was a part two mid dream, but I still don't know if I don't think it was real life, but it was the same exact dream that I had before, same details, same everything. So basically, this time though, I got to meet the wizard. So in my first dream, me and my dad actually was in the dream with me, and me and him found this, like we were because me and my dad, when at least the time that I can spend with my dad now, we just like to just like do random shit. Like, literally me and my dad will just like, if there's something that looks cool, something that whatever, and we're out doing stuff, we'll just stop and just look at it and just go whatever. Because the time I have with him right now is just like that is just I get to spend time with my dad. That's it, right? Whatever we're doing, I don't care. It's for me. It's just time I've got with my dad. Whatever he wants to do. And on the like flip side, if it's something that I think is cool that him and I could do together, we just go out and do it. So me and my dad, we're just like out riding motorcycles, or we're out driving around, we're out doing whatever, and we find this like old school gaming shop, right? And I'm just like, Dad, let's go check this out. Like, I don't know why, what, but we just go check it out, right? And inside is this house, or inside of this house, inside of this shop is this video game. There's a working computer, and the one working computer surrounded by all of this different crap from all over. I mean, like all sorts of, oh my god, this is a PC that I had in college. This is a book that I used to read. This is and it's all sorts of shit from me and my dad, right? Or that me and my dad would do together, have done together, all sorts of shit like that, right? And the computer, when I get it working, it's got this one game on it. And this one game is like, it's like a Ready Player One type shit, where it's like, the game was coded by the wizard, and if you are brave enough to complete the game, reward will be yours, or whatever it was, right? And I needed my dad to help because, like, it was funny. The guy, my dad now, round two in the dream, fast forwarding a little bit, my dad's like, yeah, we cheated like crazy. And I'm like, Dad, I needed your help, brother. You and me, like, there was no way we were going to do this. Obviously the two of us had to do this shit together, right? And so after he sells me out, I'm like, all right, whatever. But so me and my dad, I'm like, Dad, I need your help to do this shit. I don't know half this shit. We need to either Google, I need you to answer. That's the only way that we're going to be able to finish this. So we end up playing the game, trying to get through it. There's all sorts of different, we're just playing through, and it's just memories of all the different shit. And when I'm realizing it now, thinking back, like after part two and everything, I think that the game was in the first house that I remember growing up in Staten Island, New York. And it's because that house, which has actually now been demolished for a parking lot, but that house, it was the upstairs attic of a two-family rental, or I guess three family rental, and then we were in the attic. And up in the attic, in the corner of it, was the computer spot. And thinking back to it, it's crazy how this is where they decided to have a kid and raise me. I know it was because, like, I guess I wasn't planned, right? Or, like, unwanted, at least in some aspect. But, it was just, it was a little kitchen area, a little area where we had our little TV, the back sleeping area, and then the computer area. That was it. There was, I mean, and there was only, you could only stand up in two sections of the house completely. Everywhere else in the house, you couldn't stand up because there wasn't enough room. But anyway, we're up here, a computer, playing this game, and then that's where the first part of the dream ended. My first experience. We couldn't complete the game, couldn't, get through. And so last night I had the second half of the dream where I completed the game and I met the wizard. And that when I come back to the place, the house, right? Everything has been cleaned up. Not thrown out, not just packed and cleaned up, and the game is still there on the PC. Still the one, like, Windows version 1 computer, and it's got, the wizard's name was Gaz, Gaz, and I come back and I'm like mind blown, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm back. I'm back at the I'm back at the shop, which again I didn't realize was up. I thought it was just like right, first floor or something, but again, we're now in the attic. And I'm like, oh my god, I load up the game, start playing it again, and as I'm beating the game, like right as I'm beating the game, the door opens and Gaz comes in. And I'm like, oh, another person here to play this insane game. Like this insane, crazy game. And he's like, no, bro, I'm the creator of the game. I'm Gaz. I'm the fucking wizard. And I'm like, holy shit. No way. And then the rest of the dream is just, learning about Gaz, talking to him, just, and he's got outside in the car. We go down to look at his car, and he's got this, like, beater Subaru, and all over his car, he's just spray painted it with all sorts of shit. And because he's like a gajillionaire, right? He doesn't need money, as he described it. He's like, I remember this quote vividly from the dream. He's like, I have ascended to the plane where I don't give a fuck. He's just like, I've got everything. I've lived my life. I've got enough money. I've got everything. My legacy is established with the game. And now I get to live a life where I just don't have to give a fuck about anything. And people are going to learn that about me, and they're going to learn that through my car. And it's got spray painted like Gaz all over, like the hubs and shit, right? And I'm there by myself this time. I'm telling him about, like, me and my dad and coming through and doing the game, and it's like, I don't know if I think maybe it was just me talking to him by myself, and Dad was there, like, at the car or like something, right? Because I told you Dad sold me out. He's like, oh, I was playing the game or whatever. And he's like, we were cheating. and it was just after that, we're doing the car stuff. We're talking about the game, talking about, life and whatnot. And he he gives me a blanket. This like crazy hippie blanket. Oh, by the way, did I mention he's got these like crazy hot chick assistants? By the way, he's just got these like you know fucking some that guy from Tiger King, the guy who's in Tiger King that's got his he's got this like harem of like chicks that work with these tigers. Whatever that fucking guy was, the guy with like the ponytail and shit. He's like, he looks like almost like one of those, by the way, to give you an idea of what Gaz looks like. And he's got these crazy hot chicks who are taking care of his cats, because obviously he's a cat man. And he's like, a blanket for my customer. and he's like, yeah, you know, one of the things that I do is I just like I make blankets, or I make like quilts or whatever, and I like you, and I want to give one to you. And he gives me this embroidered willowly like or wispy. It's like a cloud formed into a blanket, held together by these beautiful embroideries. And he's like, you know, yeah, one part he's like sad to get rid of it because it's such a like, you know, big part of his of this like shop. But then at the same time, he's like so proud, and this is like what he's been waiting for. He's like, man, I love it when I find people that I can give away these to, because I work so hard, but I don't really sell them, and not a lot of people come into the shop, and you know, I think you're the kind of person that I could give one of these to. And he gives me this beautifully embroidered cloud blanket that has these, it's not a weighted blanket, but he's got these sections of the blanket are weighted down by these like blue and white glass flowers, like pendants kinda, and they're in these embroidered sections with this like, you know, these like Spider-Man web like crazy like sections. And I'm just like, you know, I'm like, wow, I came back to the shop. I didn't think I'd ever meet you, you know, like I was here with my dad. We did all this. I don't know how I ended back up here. And are you sure? I don't know if I'll ever be here again. I don't know how I got here. You know, these blankets are beautiful. Are you sure you want to give me one of these? And that's how my dream ended, with his, you know, smoking hot assistants leaving, going to go do, you know, whatever. And I looked down at my hand, and I've got this beautiful glass flower that was given to me, and I see Gaz as he drives away. And then, you know, realizing it, thinking about it, it's, you know, it was my parents' house on Bradley Ave in Staten Island. And that's when I realize I'm in a dream. And then after that, I wake up. So, there we go. That's Dream Diary number 2 in the books. I had my Australian prison dream before. And now we've got Gaz, the wizard, and his impossible video game to bring me and my dad together. So, that's it. Smoke grass, eat ass, be excellent to each other, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces.